Hello, I did not have a lot of time to work on Lego stuff today, so I just made these 3 vehicles. Let's go ahead and take a look at them one by one. First off, deja vu much? Yeah, this is pretty much a direct copy of the one that I did the other day, another tow truck. It just has a different colored boom because I didn't have another white one. And the reason that I did a copy of this is that I looked around my city and I remembered that I still had this tow truck out there, so I needed to put another new custom tow truck out to replace this one to get it out of the city. And well, I already had a tow truck design, so I just copied it. And then I realized, wait a minute, I have another tow-like truck thing in my city that needs to be gotten rid of. So from there, I decided not to make yet another tow truck. I think I have enough tow trucks for now, but rather just another truck, just a regular pickup. And this is a real quick and dirty one that is actually based upon an earlier mock that I did, which was this guy here. So you could just imagine that the black one is kind of the normal version, or maybe just a slightly more off-road tuned version than normal. And then the red one is the sport, street high performance version for folks who like trucks, but also want something that'll go fast, something that'll drive a little bit more like a car and be fast, and like they do in real life with various models of trucks. So it's based off the same design. It's supposed to look pretty much the same, but be more of an actual utility capable truck that might carry some things and might be able to actually drive on the dirt. And like I said, it's just really quick and dirty. It's just intended to be a vehicle, nothing special. So I based it off the design of the other one, and I moved on. That's when I realized I had yet another tow truck in my city, and that's not it. I actually have an older semi-based wrecker rig as well, but I'll get to that at some other point. But I wanted to replace this one as well because it just started to look ridiculous with how many tow trucks, official Lego tow truck builds that had around New JANG City. So I built this, and you might be thinking, how did I get to here from tow truck? Well, this actually came from just a little bit of inspiration that I got from this. Just looking at it, I was initially thinking, let me do something else, kind of classic inspired. I've done a handful of 4-stud wide vehicles in the past that are based on or inspired by the older style of Lego stuff. A little bit flatter, a little bit more blocky, a little bit more angular with the fenders and everything. And that was the direction that I wanted to go, of just making a truck. But I already have a truck that's somewhat close to this style. And I looked at the front, and I looked at the tires out there, and I thought, what if I did something that's more inspired by a Jeep? So this is intended to be not a Jeep, but something inspired by Jeeps and Jeep-like vehicles. This one put a little bit more time into, but it's still nothing too fancy. Still a little bit on the quick and dirty side. It kind of slow down just a little bit for some parts of it. But I think this one turned out looking pretty nice. It's supposed to be like in its day, a slightly classic vehicle. It's starting to help me date New JANG City just a little bit better. It's starting to kind of look like it's around 2040, 2050, probably more like 2050 or so. And this vehicle here would be like a heavy resto mod of what in its day would be a roughly 40-year-old vehicle or so. 40 or more like 50-year-old vehicle. Just in the imaginary backstory of it all. And it's able to roll around and open the doors, and the guy has to sit back a little bit, but he has a backrest back there. He's got a different type of steering wheel. It's actually old brown, not even the newer reddish brown color. So he's got some stuff going on that's just a little bit different for the sake of being different. Got the little eye on the side from Elves from last season, I believe. That what was that, from the Elf King, or I think, or something, or is it from this thing? Whenever it's from, it's one of those Elves things. But also got, I don't even remember what this was from. Was this from Chima? I think this was from Chima. I just left that sticker on all this time and decided, what? Now is the time to use that. Also had a couple of olive colored roof pieces that I used up top. I tried all the different colors that I have, and I chose that because it's what I wanted. It's what looked best to me, which is all that mattered. Used one brand new piece, late 2017, early 2018 series part, kind of hid a suggestion of a winch behind that bumper bar there. Yeah, got some extra lights, got the light bar up top, which is supposed to be like an LED style. Looks like that's not fully flat down all the way, but it works. Was able to use those squared off fenders. I think that's the first time I've ever used those squared off fenders, now that I think about it. I might be mistaken on that, but I think it's the first time that I've used them in a custom build. Got the spare tire on the back. That one is stressed just a little bit. Needs to be pushed away just a little bit from the tail lights there. I don't know if that's technically legal. It should be. It's a rubber piece. It's just, you can see how it's bent just a little bit out. Whatever. But yeah, I kind of like this thing. I like how it turned out, and it's a type of vehicle that I feel like I need around my city. Just for the sake of having something a little bit different. So that's that. That replaced this. And then this, terrible sound in the background, replaced this, right? But was based on this. I'm inspired by it. And then I did another one of these, which is just pretty much a direct copy of this. And I still like this design. I don't care what anybody else thinks. And that was intended to be a replacement for this. Yeah, so that's how that went. That's the whole fleet of vehicles that I looked at, thought about, and/or built today. Fun stuff. Enjoyed it very much. And I need to start taking apart the official ones and placing the new custom ones in my city. Thanks for watching, and my next city update will be posted the next time the city is updated enough to warrant an update video. Bye for now.